Three, two, one. Welcome everybody to Rolling on Three, the first podcast for all three-wheel owners, whether you're riding on a Can Am Ryker, Spider, Slingshot, even a Vanderhall. This is the show for you. Today, I'd like to welcome Butterfly from Connecticut to the show, all the way from Connecticut. I got to find out what part later. Also known as Butterfly on Road. Butterfly,
Yeah.
thank you to the show.
Thank you for having me. So delighted to be here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now tell me and tell everybody, what are you rolling on?
I am rolling on a 2020 Can Am Ryker Rally Edition.
All right. That's what's up. And where did you get it and when?
I got my rally from Mark's Motorsports in Enfield, Connecticut, and I would say I got that in 2020.
Okay. That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. How was the process getting there? Was it easy, hard? Were you on a waiting list? What
No,
was it?
it all happened so fast. Um, it was August 2020, actually, because I was celebrating a milestone birthday, which I will not disclose what age that is.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks. So I was, approaching that milestone birthday, and originally I wanted to go skydiving, right?
Mm,
And so they weren't doing the recording. So I was just like, how am I going to celebrate a milestone birthday and not get recorded jumping out of a plane? So then I thought to myself, what's the next best thing? A Riker was the next best
mm-mm.
thing. So I hit up Mark's Motorsports. I was like, look, I'm looking for a Riker rally. What do you guys have? Literally 3 days later, I had a Riker. So it
Now,
was fast and easy. They took care of me. It was great customer service. And, I know later on, things happen with other people, but I had a really great experience.
that's awesome. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you had a good experience. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what? Truthfully, most of the time, everybody I have on it says, "Oh, the experience was good." I mean, it's still a dealership, regardless of it, whether it's cars or motorcycles. So I'm quite sure everybody has their little pet peeves that they don't like. But as
Yeah.
long as the process was cool and smooth,
Yeah.
I like to hear that. That's what's up. So tell us a little bit about yourself for the people who are listening. She said she just had a milestone birthday. And if you're not watching and you're listening, just she's probably just turned 30. So go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So, a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Connecticut, still here. I am a college graduate. I have a doctorate in pharmacy. And so, when I'm
Salute
not
to you.
Yeah,
Salute to
thank
you.
you. And so when I'm not, in healthcare, helping all the patients in the hospital, I'm riding on my Riker and promoting women empowerment, women equality on the road. And I'm really a big proponent of that in my field. I've been the first of a lot of things. Being a pharmacist is not a something common
Mhm.
amongst the women, especially women of color, and being in management as well. I've been in management for over 10 years of my life now. And so, doing all of that, I'm a big proponent of pushing the women agenda and making sure we're front and center and we're doing all of those things that, society may say we can't do. So, that's what I'm about.
100%. I like that. I am here to make sure the women riders are out there riding around and working on their bikes. I get many, many emails and messages from women who say, I'm working on my bike now. You give me a tip. I can't. I'm like, you got it. Slow down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take your time. You're going to do it. It's easy. You'll learn it. You'll pick it up. And then before you know it, you're taking your whole bike apart and put together. That's what's up. That's really
Yep.
positive. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, what part of Connecticut are we talking about? Like the riding area?
I would say Harford County. That's where I'm located, but I'm a part of Trilogy on Three.
Mm-hmm.
And Trilogy on Three is a writing group, and we are three different states. So we have Connecticut, which I'm the president of the Connecticut chapter. We have Mass. King Joffrey Joe is the president of the Mass chapter. And
Mm-hmm.
we have E, who is the president of the Riker Riders New York chapter. And so the three of us make up Trilogy on Three. And so even though my core group is located in the Harford County, we have members all over all the different counties in Connecticut. So
Okay.
we always get up together. We actually just had a ride yesterday in Mass. So a lot of us from our different areas of Connecticut got together in the central area and rode up to Mass and did like a whole, it was all day. Like it was all day.
I know those all day rides. I know those
Yeah.
all day.
But I
Since
have a
we,
comfort seat, so I'm all good.
oh yeah, yeah. Without that comfort seat, it's a struggle bus. Trust me.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Everyone's like, I need a comfort seat. Ooh, you missing out.
Yes, man. I need a couch now at this point. So tell me, now that we're on the subject, how did the trilogy on three riding club come about?
Well, we were members of another writing group, which I will not disclose at this time. And
Okay.
so we were a part of that group. And so when we were associated with that group, we all individually decided, hey, let's have a write out. And it was called the Trilogy Write Out at that time.
Mm,
And so when we broke away from that association, we said, okay, what are we going to do? Well, we all the three of us were like already kind of like solid. We formed our bonds and things like that. Well, let's just call ourselves Trilogy on Three. And then that's how that was born. And so we established that in March 2020. No,
mhm.
March 2022. Like we just
Right.
established that new name, even though we were writing before that as our other group. And now we're Trilogy on Three.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see other organizations breaking out and doing that. It's like more organizations, the bigger the riding clubs get, and more
Yeah.
travel and meeting new people and getting more people to ride. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Did
And
you?
we're
Yeah, I'm
okay.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you ever ride before?
I will say before this, I rode a little here and there on a two-wheeler.
Hmm.
But for me and my profession and my responsibilities, I didn't think it was a good choice to kind of do that. And so when the Riker came out, it was really great for me because it at least gave me a sense of safety, a sense of comfort, knowing that I had more control per
Mm,
se,
mm.
than having to try to balance and do all this stuff. So
I understand. I
yeah.
understand. No, I mean it does give you a bit more sense of security, but it's still a motorcycle,
Oh
so
yes.
you have to. It's hard to get away from that, because
Yeah.
I rode two wheels myself, and it's hard to get away from that. Oh, it's like I'm sitting on some type of car, but it's not. It's still a motorcycle,
It
and
sure.
I still remember the first day I picked it up, and I was like, this is three. I ride two, and I was like, whoa, this is different.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So the riding in your area, right? Is there a
Hmm.
lot of motorcycle clubs, riding clubs, groups? Do you see it a lot when you go out?
So primarily in our area, there are a lot of motorcycle clubs and riding clubs. So as far as us being more of a riding group, I would say we're more of like the first kind of group that I've been seeing, especially
Right.
three-wheel group in
Okay.
Connecticut. So, but yeah, we're more of a club state here,
Right.
but
Oh,
we're very
so you're saying
well.
like the
Yeah.
different, like the two wheelers, they have their clubs, and
Mhm.
like the Harley guys got their clubs and stuff like.
Mhm.
Right. But do y'all all link up like when it's like big bike nights or things like that? Do they everybody comes out, or is this like,
Oh yeah, they're very welcoming of the different groups and the clubs. They all get together and things like that. I personally haven't been doing that,
uh-huh.
just because everything usually starts post 9 p.m. and I'm in the bed. Uh, but I'm sure that happens. But not me. I gotta sleep.
Hey, well, nothing wrong with that. Everybody, you know what it is with this Can Am? Everybody has their lifestyle, right? And
Yeah.
you ride the way you want to ride, right? It's your bike. So, 8 to 80, cripple and crazy, if those are the terms you could use nowadays. But everybody has their style. So I always tell people, don't worry about it. If you don't ride at 90 miles an hour or stand on your bike, or whether you ride at 40 miles an hour for only 20 minutes a day, that's your style. You
Yeah.
don't have to. It's one thing about it. You don't have to ever keep up or try to impress. It's your bike. It's your style. It's what you want to do. It's just like everything else. It's how you want to dress, how you want to eat, how you want to play. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. And sometimes people get intimidated, and they get pressured, because they'll see all these certain riding groups and clubs, they're out there 300, 400 deep, tearing up the city.
Mhm.
And, nobody watches like the groups that just take, single file rides through the canyons and things like that. And, people feel pressured like, oh, if I get this bike, I'm gonna have to drive like that. And I try to assure people all the time that you don't. There's so many, I mean, so many different riding style people, so many clubs, and so many, people with disabilities, people who are
Yeah.
not, and they all getting out there and enjoying themselves. So I like to, just let people know that you don't trust me. You don't have to. I'm not a rider. I'm not a big rider myself. I started
Mhm.
out as one when I was doing two wheels. I ride all the time. Then even when I got the three wheel, I was out all the time. But then all this other stuff came, and now I barely ride.
Well,
I
you
probably
have to
got the
host this amazing show.
Thank you very much.
And you're
Not
at
only the
Can Am,
show,
you're one of the Can Am stars. We all respect you for that.
well, you
Yes.
know what? 99%, 99.9% of the community respects me. The
Yeah,
other side is just their problems, not mine. That's
exactly.
how I look at it. But I am blessed, I guess, starting this. But you know what? I made all of this not for Can Am. They came after. Like I made
Mhm.
this because I love the bike. I had a good time. And I remember when I was riding, the fun was meeting other riders
Mhm.
and going places. So I said, now I can't do it like that because, life changes. You get family and, jobs and things like that. So
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, well, I think this would be the perfect way to meet other riders without all doing all the riding over there. And
Exactly.
it
And
kind
that's
of worked
great.
out. Yeah. And, people tell me, they'll be like, especially I have, a lot of women that come on the show. It might be equal, but I do get emails from other people watching, like, oh, I saw that person on your show and they inspired me, and she was talking all the stuff she was doing and inspired me to ride. And, I just liked it, that positive feedback that even anyone gets, when they say,
Exactly.
oh, this person was on the show and they're from that area and I linked up with them through Facebook. And,
Mhm.
it's, you get some cool feedback. So, and
Yeah.
thanks is working out. Maybe one day, I could take this, national or whatever. Or maybe
Yeah.
Can Am will just buy it from me.
Hey, you know?
So listen, the weather, right? So in Connecticut, I'm quite sure it's the same here in New York. So you're gonna get that downtime, right?
Yes.
So winter comes, it's too cold. What's your temperature?
As far as the coldest,
Well, like where you say riding season for you is done. Like how cold is cold, huh?
well, I would say a good maybe 52.
That's close to my number too. I actually I have to say I might gamble a 52, but if I see the temperatures going down, I'll be like, nah, nah. It has to be a
Yeah.
steady 50 across the board.
Yeah, because you know what? You know, sometimes you go out and it's cold, but it's not like frosty. Like there's a good cold, but then there's the frosty cold when then your fingers start getting too cold and like the tip of your nose and your ears and your toes is like no. Like there's no coming back from that. Like I have a heated blanket just for those times when I didn't watch the weather that good and I go out and it's like, oh, wait a minute. And then you drive too fast and you get real cold. It's like, oh my gosh, what did I do to myself? So yeah.
No, no, it's true. I had a whole show about temperature, right? It's cold. There's two different types of cold, right? There's cold, and then there's that really, really like New York cold, I guess Connecticut cold. Everybody has their own
Yeah.
cold. And we had a whole show about that. Like, is that really cold? Like your 50 to my 50, 50 breezy, 50 sunny. So it was pretty funny to hear like everybody be like, oh well, that's not, I don't think that's too cold. And then I'll see people out there, when I'm in my car And like you get that cold part at the end of the season where it's dropping like the 40s and 30s, and you see guys out there in leather and everything. I was like, that don't work. That don't work.
Yeah, not for me. Everybody has different, temperature tolerances, right? And so I'm just not the one to be like, oh yeah, like, Dumb and Dumber, they were on the whole thing, like shivering. Like, no, that's not me.
No, I can't. It's not natural, man. That ain't natural. I'm
You know.
sorry. I can't do it. Do you guys get like, all right, so how is the enforcement? I mean, like police, like when you guys are going out in big rides, is the cops like chasing you around, like don't stop here, keep it moving, that type of stuff?
Well, I would say our group, we tend to ride in a single file. So we're pretty organized on the road. And so when we do have to do our own traffic control, we're really good about it. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't get a lot of attention from the cops out here. They pretty much are good with us. But
Oh,
I have seen others who are not so, organized and very unruly, and the cops are chasing them. So you have to it all depends on what kind of attention you're trying to seek. If you want to not get attention, you do things good. So.
yeah, there is a balance.
Mm-hmm.
You get what you get out in the world, right?
Exactly.
You push that energy out, it's gonna come back that way. So I'm a
Mm-hmm.
true believer that it's a little bit more rough in New York City because there's a big push out here because we get these. I tell people all the time, New York City is really not big. It's taller than it is big, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot of streets out here. So I mean, it is a lot, but it's a lot of congestion. So I
Yeah.
tell people, when New York City gets there, certain things or there's certain agendas that they must address
Mm.
because the masses say so. This is motorcycle. We're gonna get them this summer situation. But I mean, if all your stuff is legit, there's really nothing you can do, right? I mean, as long as
Exactly.
you're not, riding on sidewalks and things like that, it's just
Mm-hmm.
pretty much just being stopped. Say, here's my paperwork, and that's it. It's the ones who don't have or the ones who are not up and up have the problem, and they have the largest voices, and they scream and yell the most. And
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody else, you're gonna encounter some type of enforcement no matter what you're driving, right? So
Yep.
you got
Exactly.
everything, and you're legit. It is what it is. That's how I think of it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So is the Can-Am for you commuter or recreational or a little bit of both?
I would say more recreational. I would like to, make it more of a commuter, but because of how I have to dress for work, that's not an option. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to convince my higher up to allow me to wear scrubs on Fridays, so then I can at least ride it on Fridays.
Hey, that's pretty cool. You have a motorcycle scrub Friday day. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
That is pretty dope. So now let's discuss. So what everybody wants to know, mods, right? So how much money have you spent already? Now you don't have to say if your husband is sitting over there looking at you and saying, "What? What? How much?" No, so but if you can, let us know because we like to talk about mods here.
Well, I'm sure you have seen him. So my husband is Ayo is Trevlo
Yeah,
on
that's my
IG.
guy over there. I follow
Yes.
him.
So he's out doing yard work at the moment. I would say we both have spent a lot of money together, and we each are responsible for our own Riker mod funding. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what do you
Yeah, so
have?
I'm thinking about 2 to 3 G's maybe each. It's just,
I
you
have to
know,
I'll respect that number. That is actually a very respectable number.
yeah.
Actually, on average, no, you're actually there because on average, they averaging about $3,500 per owner. Can you believe that?
Okay, yeah, I believe it because it's happened.
Absolutely. So what do you have done now?
um, let's see. How do I don't know. There's so many things. But the biggest thing is we did the AirBots mod where we added the K&N filter.
Okay.
We both have exhausts. He has a silver turbo and I have
Hmm.
a trail performance.
Hmm.
And we have the lights and all the let's see, the stuff from Sling Mods, all of those different stickers, and it's just
Lights,
yeah, we have lights. We have I don't even know, just so many things.
comfort seat, lights, max
Yep,
mount,
yep.
max
Max
mount.
mount,
Okay,
the
max mount.
passenger seat,
Passenger seat rims. No, yes.
rims. Yes, we had our rims powder coated. So he has
Powder
green
coated.
and I have teal.
Okay. How was
Yeah.
that? How did that work out? How was that? I haven't done mine, so how is that process?
Oh, it's pretty easy. We have a local guy here. He actually does I kind of found him and now he does all the Rikers in Connecticut now. Pretty easy process. I mean, you can bring him the whole tire. He'll take everything off, do
Hmm.
your rim and bring it back. It's like about a week time turnaround. And it's
Okay.
pretty affordable. It's like $100 a rim.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. How
Yeah.
about windshield?
Yep, windshield.
Windshield, I love it. That's my favorite upgrade.
Yes,
Favorite
yes.
upgrade. Music?
Music? No. We do not
No.
have speakers. I
All right.
like to, have my own kind of mind space when I'm writing. I don't want everyone in my world. Like I already do enough of that during the weekday at work where I have to like deal with a lot of things. So when I'm writing, I like to be in my helmet in my own space.
No, I'm kind of the same way. I'm not into music. I have like a little speaker on there for like, like little downtime, but when I'm riding,
Yeah.
I like the sound of my exhaust. Like I'm into loud pipes. But I wear earplugs, but I
Hmm.
like loud pipes. I just want to hear that roar of it. Shout out to my man RLS Exhaust for providing me with the top exhaust of the Can Am Ryker. Just to let you know,
Nice.
I got to plug my guy there, my man
Yeah.
Ricky. So if anybody wants an exhaust for their Ryker and they're watching, hit the link below, get 10% off my man RLS. I throw a little commercial in here every once in a while. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can't do all the music while I'm riding. I'm like, I don't want to concentrate on that. I want to concentrate on, and I know after a while it just becomes background noise anyway. I just like to
Yeah.
hear I like to hear the bike. I like to hear the
Mm.
wind. I like to hear the road. Sounds weird, but I guess it's like my therapy.
Yeah, it's like a way of meditation. Like so if they actually
Hmm.
did a meditation soundtrack where I could just hear an exhaust, that would be amazing.
Hey man, you gotta think about that, man. You'll be surprised. People watch fish for 10 hours on YouTube. Why not listen to your
Yeah.
exhaust? Yeah, I would definitely be looking into that, just hearing that. So look,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm visiting now. I'm in Connecticut. I say I came down from who knows, Canada. I'm riding down.
Hmm.
We on our Rikers. We hit Connecticut. Where we going to chill? Like first, where we gonna go to eat?
Ooh. Where are we going to eat?
We're gonna park our bikes. Like, I'm traveling. Where I'm gonna pull up and get some food.
Well, if you're looking for a variety of food, there is a place out on in New Haven where we have a bunch of food trucks, and there's like a variety of food there. So I would probably bring someone there only because you have so many options. They also have a place called Parkville Market in Hartford, and that's not outdoors, more of an indoor place, but it has really great outdoor seating, and sometimes they have live music. And so there's a lot of different food there as well. So we're going to go to some place that gives you a lot of options.
Absolutely. I like to give that for people, because talk to people from all over the country, and you have those people who travel all over the country.
Hmm.
So I like to give them a little something like, oh yeah, I heard about that spot. We're here. Let's go check it out. And
Hmm.
that's why I just give them a little something to something to visit. But oh, and shout out to you for your Can Am on road feature.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Did Can Am hit you up or was it just a surprise?
It was a surprise. They hit me up afterwards just to say, hey, we posted you on this thing. They sent me the story. I was like, oh, thanks.
That's what's up. No, that's great. No, shout out to all the women riders. Women's International Ride Day was last week, right? Last
Yeah.
week, about a week ago. I saw all the pictures, the women out there riding. That's dope.
Yeah.
I saw Can Am do a big push to, promote all the women out there on their bikes. That was dope. That was actually dope. How many miles you got on that bike right now?
How many miles? Great question. I would say I should be up to about 6,000 or so, maybe a little bit more.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's good. That's good. I mean, it just varies.
Hmm.
No one's ever said I got 5. So it's usually somewhere. No one says, "Well, I just got like 3 miles. I picked it up from the dealer and I haven't rode it." Like everybody's like pretty consistent. Like very rarely do I get somebody on here, but like, yeah, 60,000. I'm like, what? I don't even have 60,000 on my car. Like, I can't do 60,000. I hope it was a comfort seat. 60,000 miles on that Riker seat. Woo,
Yeah. You had
man.
to go through 2 comfort seats, I think.
Whew, that's a lot of riding. That is a
Yeah.
lot. But that's pretty much on average because like, in Connecticut, New York, we don't have that 365-day,
Yeah, exactly.
sunny Florida weather. So I tell people all the time, we don't get to ride like that. And in NYC, it's just we don't have that much open road if we have any.
Yeah.
So it's not like you could just get out and be like, yeah, I'm a ride to the city.
Hmm.
You're gonna sit in traffic in the city, to get there. So
Exactly.
it's not like you really have to balance the time and where you're going to get that. Okay, I could ride a little bit, but there's so many speed cameras now and red light cameras, and now New York City has audible cameras. So
Really?
yeah, if your exhaust is too loud, it takes a picture of your bike.
What?
And it sent your bike or your car, and it sends you an environmental noise complaint, which is not like a regular ticket. Trust me. Yeah, it's more like a fine.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Well,
it's
I wonder what kind of things I'm gonna rack up when I come out there for Juneteenth.
well, you know what? There's gonna be so many bikes coming through. I don't think they're gonna be able to catch everyone when you guys are at the light. But yeah, it's becoming a problem, and how our guys are going to, I guess, combat this because they're not going to change their loud exhaust. So
Yeah.
I did a little show on it, and people were commenting like, "Oh well, you can't catch. You got to prove it was me." And I was like, "Man, New York City doesn't have to prove anything. You have to prove you're innocent. Like,
Hmm.
I'll give you the ticket. Come fight it. It's up to you." And I
Yeah.
tell people you don't have those options. Like, it's different. It's different out here, and it's getting worse. But I still love New York, and I still love sitting in traffic on my Riker, regardless. No matter how
Yeah.
many times I get hit in the rear, or
Oh
I
man.
have to I have to sit in the heat and experience all that exhaust in my face. But
Oh
it
my
is what it
goodness.
is. It is,
Yeah.
man. If you had to describe your Can Am Ryker experience in one word or one sentence, what would it be?
One word or one sentence. I would say it's been empowering.
Mm, mm,
Yes.
mm, mm.
Very empowering. I think for me, a lot of the reason why I go by butterfly is just the entire experience of transformation and becoming the person I am today with everything that I have experienced in my life. And so, even with the Riker, it's given me I would say, a way to kind of just be that person, kind of like ties everything together and just allows me to, kind of like step into my power and kind of just be that all encompassing woman, like, yeah, I'm a badass. Hey, like my shirt, beauty, badass brains. It ties everything together. And so,
No, I like
that's what
that.
it's been for me.
I like that, man. That's really, really good, man. I like that. So, people that want to know you or want to know Butterfly, tell everybody what you got going on, rides, your Instagram, contact, promotion, what you're doing, t-shirts. Just let everybody know. Tell us all about that.
All right. So here's my pitch. No.
That's what people
So
come here for.
yeah, so you can find me at on IG at Butterfly On Road for all of your Riker kind of content. I also have my other page is more for my I would say my spiritual and kind of like that kind of area, my alter ego, because I have two. I have Butterfly on Road and I have also at One Badass Butterfly. You can catch me on both of those depending on what kind of content you'd like. As far as t-shirts, I have t-shirts such as this. We also have our Trilogy on 3 stuff where you can kind of follow that through Butterfly on Road or at Trilogy on 3 or at Trilogy on 3CT. So you can find all of that stuff there.
All
And
right, cool.
oh, what about my husband? So my husband,
Yeah, I want to get him on the show next, but go ahead,
yeah,
plug him in. Plug him
yeah,
in.
we'll get him on the show. So he
All right.
is at AO underscore it's underscore Treblow. We also have another movement called Make Positive Movements. So that's at Make Positive Movements. And so we also have t-shirts, merch there as well. Because, we're all on the positivity train and we promote a lot of togetherness, positivity. And, we're just overall me and him, we're foursome together. And so, yeah, we're all about positive vibes.
That's it. Black love, y'all. Black love. So listen, I'm gonna have all butterfly stuff posted below in the link. So if you're interested and you're in the riding area, or interested or you're in the Connecticut area, you're looking for some people to ride out with, you'll have some links there so you can hit them up. Of course, you can find them on Instagram, but everything will be listed below. It'll be all a clickable link for everybody. So if you guys don't know me already, I'm Keith Hammer, host of the first, only, and the best podcast for all Can Am Ryker owners and Spider and Slingshot. I haven't had a Slingshot yet or a Vanderhall, but either way, you can find me on IG as the Shadow Black Ryker. You can find Rolling on 3 on Twitter, Twitch. Oh man, I always forget. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Rolling on 3 Wheels. You can email me, rollingon3wheels@gmail. I gotta write this stuff down so I can just read it. Rolling on 3 Wheels at Gmail. That's the number 3. So if you want to be on the show, hit me up. I mean, it's real easy. Send me an email. We'll work it back and forth. It's hard to hit me up on IG. I use my IG to fix bikes because IG, I am Shadow Black Ryker, known secretly as the Ryker Doctor. So
Yes.
don't email me to get your bike fixed. You have to go through IG to get the bike fixed and customized. For the podcast, you got to hit me up on my email. And if you want to just leave comments and everything, use my YouTube, Rolling on 3 Wheels, all spelled out. All right. So that's how you contact me. And all the information on how to contact butterflies on the show on the bottom of the link. So thank you for being on the show. This was great. I had a great time.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
That was great. I'm glad that positivity for the women riders and just positivity to women that on the blanket scale. That's what I'm all about. And
I have one more thing to add.
Go ahead.
All right. So my last thing to add is yes, Trilogy on 3 CT. We are a mixed group of male and female. I just happen to be the president, but that's okay. Men can come along as well because I think at one point in time, someone said, "Oh, that's a girls' group." No, we are a mixed group. So please, everyone, come on. We have plenty of men for the guys. Okay,
that's it. You heard it. You heard it. Don't worry about it's a female president. Just go ride, right?
Exactly.
Just they say ride. Just go ride. Don't worry about who's in charge. Just go out there and have a good time.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This was great. I had a great show. I'm definitely gonna have her back after she put some more miles on that bike. Okay.